types of canes actually serve different functions. So if you're inside and you want to be able to see things with a little bit more detail, I would pick up a flat-tipped cane. These canes are going to give you more detail about the subjects in front of you. And on the 18th million try, I finally got it. Thanks for the golf lesson, Tom. We can see some tornadoes. We're also looking at potential flooding, like I mentioned, as we prepare for Hurricane Helene to touch down in Florida as a Category 3 or 4 hurricane. When's the last time that you've seen or interacted with somebody who's blind? Because although the majority of blind people can complete everyday tasks like you and I, these 4 misperceptions are what's still blocking their full inclusion in today's society. Tonight, we are looking at a drop to 59 degrees, but going into tomorrow, those temperatures are going up to around 80 degrees. So you can wear some shorts and a t-shirt. Compared to today, I saw a lot of people in sweatshirts and leggings, but we're not going to need to worry about that tomorrow. Students are ditching their naps today and taking laps. And with every step they take, they're not only having fun, but they're also staying active. Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is a historic election that we are living in. I mean, what was supposed to be a close race turned into quite the landslide victory for President-elect Donald Trump. But how did he pull it off, you may be asking? President-elect Donald Trump's road to the White House has been a historic victory.
This is a monumental surprise. This is a total repudiation of the Democratic Party.
Trump not only maintained support from groups that have historically backed him, he also flipped the Democratic Party upside down, earning votes from key minority groups.
Identity politics, I think, is now taking a back seat to issue politics. They're looking more at policies. And what they wanted clearly across all demographics was a change.
Trump made huge waves within the Latino community, leaping from just 32% of their vote back in 2020 to 45% of their vote.
A lot of them were thinking about immigration as being a big issue and the economy being a big issue. Trump was able to position himself as the change candidate.
And the black voter share, it jumped from 8 to 15% between the two elections.
What she didn't do is understand the needs of those voters. Just because you are also a black woman does not necessarily mean that you understand the needs of African American voters.
And for the Democratic Party, it's back to the drawing board.
How are they going to recapture voters that should have been their voters?
Now, while votes are still being tallied, we'll have to wait and see how the Democratic Party rebuilds from here. Live in the newsroom, Mackenna Myers, Carolina News. Have you predicted history before it happened? Val Ryan says she did.
There would be a Pearl Harbor-like attack on the U.S. at the turn of the century, which of course was 9/11.
Ryan's a Columbia life coach and psychic medium. She says she's been gifted since she was just 3.
I knew I couldn't tell anybody because they'd think I was crazy, so I just stopped talking about it.
But after a near-death experience at 29 connected Ryan with her grandma,
I went to heaven, and she said, "Wait a minute, Toots. You still have a lot of work to do down there."
Ryan says she's embraced her gift.
They speak to me, and it's like tuning an old-fashioned radio. There's static in between, and that's kind of how it comes in.
But when it comes to psychic phenomena, everyone has their own take.
I think there's very few people that have that connection.
I do believe in psychic mediums.
Now, although 1 in 3 Americans say they've experienced some sort of psychic phenomenon, skeptics argue that psychic mediums are a huge scam. Like Susan Jerbick.
Oh, that's a bunch of nonsense.
Or Kenny Biddle.
I don't maintain any kind of belief.
Both Jerbick and Biddle investigate psychics, uncovering what they call the tricks of the trade. There's cold reading.
Basically, you size someone up. You see how they move, how they walk, how they sit, how they present themselves, and you make educated guesses.
Then there's hot reading.
Straight up cheating. I looked you up if I found your social media, or I would have gone to Ancestry.com or newspapers.com, and I would have found out some information.
Or even statements that seem personal, but actually aren't.
Things like, "I'm feeling like an older male figure," and they're waiting for you to tell them.
The most vulnerable? Skeptics say it's the grieving.
It's almost like a lifeline because they really think that they're talking to their son, their daughter. that becomes an addiction.
And Ryan agrees with this concern.
That's absolutely taking advantage, and I wouldn't do it.
Still, she believes the psychic world isn't all fraud.
There are good psychics and bad psychics. There's good lawyers and bad lawyers. That's across the board.
But both sides agree to just try it out for yourself.
Go in with some information, listen to what they're saying.
I don't expect to change your mind. It's not my business to change your mind. I'm here to help and guide.
In Columbia, Mackenna Myers, Carolina News. Richland 1 students got a free hall pass today, skipping class for some action on the track. Forest Heights Elementary School hosted their first ever walkathon, a day full of friendship, family, and fitness. Students are ditching their naps today and taking laps. And with every step they take, they're not only having fun, but they're also staying active. What are you guys most excited to do?
Do the walkathon. My favorite part is outside because I get to run around and play.
Forest Heights Elementary is part of the Healthy Schools Initiative, a nationwide program that motivates kids to put down the technology and get moving.
It focuses on nutrition, mental health, social health, exercise.
And the program's paying off. The Alliance for a Healthier Generation included all 48 Richland 1 schools in their list of America's 879 healthiest schools.
We just barely started the program, so we just kind of got on the board, but we didn't want to be higher up. We want to be at the top.
Tausay McDaniel was one of the parents who donated to the event, coming to the school to watch her daughter dance with the step team.
We finally found something for her to do. She really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed watching her.
My favorite part is my step team performance. It was very fun.
After all of this exercise, these kids have one thing on their mind.
The pizza party.
The pizza party? In Columbia, Mackenna Myers, Carolina News.
All right.
She may be 73, but to Yvette McKenzie, age ain't nothing but a number.
We're growing bold, not old.
It's the spirit of this week's 37th annual Senior Midlands Games. The players are getting active and making friends.
Put the music right on.
Through every strike, swing, and shot.
It's nice. You get to meet people. You make friends instead of being in the house.
Richland County Recreation organizes it. Men and women, 50 and up, are split by age and compete in 13 games. I met Tom Alwine on the golf course. He's been taking lessons, preparing for today.
My swing looked pretty good, so I was doing a lot right and maybe a couple things wrong.
But to calm his nerves,
this is going to be a terrible day for me.
he offered me a quick lesson. And after 5 times, I finally just hit it off of the tee. Thanks for the golf lesson, Tom. And for some, the games aren't over. This Friday, the top 3 athletes in each age group will be crowned, advancing to states and competing for a ticket to nationals. The athletes compete for the gold, but the true prize, proving you're never too old to begin again.
Every senior, get up off that couch and keep moving, because that's what keeps us alive and that's what makes us live longer.
For Carolina News, I'm Mackenna Myers. As you see, this is Hurricane Helene. She's coming in to Florida with a storm surge of up to 20 feet. Like I was saying earlier, catastrophic and deadly. That's what the National Hurricane Center is calling it. 60-mile-an-hour winds we are dealing with. If you are dealing with this, please, I urge you, stay home. Do not go outside. You do not want to be stuck in these wind gusts. Tomorrow, we're going to see some partly cloudy skies. Moving on to Tuesday and Wednesday, we're going to have some full sunshine, closing off our work week on Friday with another partly cloudy day. But again, that humidity is going to be pretty high. I recommend you ditch the pants and jackets, switch that out for a t-shirt and some shorts. Maybe go light on the makeup because it is going to be a hot one. Let's get into what is expected to get to today in the Midlands. In the Columbia region, 73. Up in the upstate, we're looking at low 70s, and at the coast, we're looking at mid 70s. Thursday's really what everyone's wondering about. It is going to be unusually warm for Halloween this year. We normally do not see temperatures of 82 degrees. Looking into our 5-day forecast, as I said, we have that 82, low of 58 on Thursday on Halloween. But we do have a game day this weekend. So Saturday for the Texas A&M game, we have a high of 77 and a low of 54. We are, though, going to be seeing a cold front sweeping in on Friday night. So it is going to be a little chillier. So maybe wear a jacket like this if you are planning on going to Williams-Brice Stadium for the football game.
And I don't know about you, Mackenna, but Tiki Bar, I'm there. I think we should go.
Right up my alley. I will be there anytime. Name a date, I'll be there. All right, let's send it out to Issa for one last look at the weather. Issa, how's our weekend gonna look? 2.5 years after a mass shooting that took place at the Columbiana Mall, victims took the stand this week in the trial of Joanne Price, one of the 3 defendants charged in the case. Now the video you're about to see may be graphic for some viewers. With less than a week before Election Day, 2 ballot drop boxes in the Pacific Northwest were damaged in suspected arson attack, raising serious concerns about election security.
Now, Mackenna, I haven't been to the Greek Fest before, but I tell you what, I like Greek food and it sounds like fun. Might have to pop out this weekend.
I have not been either, but my roommate's Greek and she goes every year, so I'm really excited. And you know what? I might tag along with her this year.
And
I love barbecue. That just shows you how much I love barbecue.
I love barbecue too, and with my appetite, the sky's the limit, so yeah. I cannot wait to check it out.